this is what I have done. I'm testing the length to see if it's going to align well. As you can see the luster and the shiny color is really coming out very well. So, and that is really fine, and I really love it. So what do you guys think? It is not a bad idea to have something like this. So just imagine you have 2 drops of this one, you know, one here and another one here, or you can decide to go simple. You just hold this one here and hold this one here. So let me know what you think before I close up the open ends. Remember the last update, and what I talked on was this project from the last video, how to sketch it. This one is a simple string, but now I decided that it is way too simple. I decided to make something like this. Yes, I decided to make something like this. The process is quite straightforward. You string the beads. After stringing the beads to the length of desire that you want, you now loop the beads together. So I made use of 2 major brown beads and 2 also major brown seeds. So and this process is quite easy and simple. So here are the materials that I picked for this project. Remember, shades of brown. So my first brown was an 8mm bead round. That is a carton color. Then I went on to pick the second one, which is 10mm round, and this is an ivory kind of one. And once I got every other thing, I was ready to get my seeds. The seeds that I have here, I went for my champagne gold, my jump rings, my hazel brown. Then I went for 25mm diameter, and here we have it. These are the beads I'm going to use. First off, I have my size 11 needle. I have it. I have my 25mm chain line. Yes. Then I'm going to make use of this hair skirt, this bronze color, and champagne gold. So these are the beads I'm going to use. This one is my brand 8mm round. This is my luster gold, or sort of ivory. So here, as you can see, I have tied at one end I tied the seed, stopper seed. At the other end I strung in the needle. This outline, you are going to pick it up just like that, alternate. In between the rounds are 3 pieces of seed till you get to your desired length. So you pick first of all the first round there. Next is 3 pieces of seeds. Then you pick the next one. See, I have picked this one now. If you can see, I have picked it. So you go ahead, pick the next one, and repeat the process. This is what I have done. You see, this is my stopper seed, and I strung in the beads. I have picked it. So in between them are 3 seeds, a gold, a hex, and another gold, another 11 O. Pick 4 seeds, 1, 2, 3, 4. I picked 4 seeds, right? So you pass it back. That is how to make a right angle. So you pick 4 seeds, pass it back. As you can see, make sure the tension is not so tight. Now pass the thread inside this round. So as you pass the thread inside this round, you are going to make a loop. So you make a loop. I have picked my alternative pieces. I picked 6 pieces that will fit this one. So note that it's going to change when you're going to this other big one. So it might be 8 pieces here, but this one is 6 pieces. So you pull your thread, the same I picked here for this other side. So I've gone to pick this one. I've picked new set, another 6 pieces. So the same thing I'm going to do, I'll pass back into this. That is looping. So you must make sure the tension is tight so as to keep this one in place. Then you pass back into this, pull your thread, make sure that this one is done. So you've done this first looping. Now the next thing is to move to this first seed here, and instead of moving to the hex cut, you know that the hex cut might actually cut your thread. So instead of moving to the hex cut, just pick a new hex and pass to the next seed. So that is how this one is. So you align it, see that is aligning somewhat. You make sure the tension is not so tight. So I have done for this. So I'm moving to the next one. So as I move to the next one, pull my thread. So in this case, I'm going to put alternative pieces. Instead of 6 for here, I'm going to pick 8. So note, the rule of thumb here is depending on the size of bead that you are using. That is how you're going to pick the beads that will cover the circumference. This. So that is that. So let me go ahead, continue. Once I get to the end of this, I will come back and then we will continue from where I stopped. So far, this is what I've done. Have you seen? I have looped each of them. I looped it to the end. Now you notice in between I added a second hex, passed through, looped, and all that. So this is it. Find a way to keep it like this. You see? So that is the reason why we are going to go to the next step. Loop it for a second time to ensure tension is tighter and it doesn't get so wobbly. I need to make a loop of 5 seeds. So I pass into that first seed there. So after passing into, I'll pass to the first hex cut lying beside the other hex cut. So I'll now pull the thread. So make sure to detangle whatsoever is tangled so as you know what you're doing. So now this is where my thread is exiting here. I need to pick new alternatives. So for my bead, I have picked a new set of alternatives. I will now go up here, go directly, pass indirectly to this hex. You seeing it? Pick the same sequence and pass back into this round. Double it. I will now pass into the next hex beside it. Pass into it. Then I go ahead, pull it. Remember I picked 7, so now I have doubled it. So as I double it, I will now pass into the, I see where I'm exiting. So as I exit here, I'm going to pass to the next hex to connect to the next round. Any hex there, connect to the next round. So right here, I'll exit here. So I'll pass to the next hex. I'm going to pick alternative. So I'll just connect to this one from here. Notice where the bead is exiting from this other hex. So I'm connecting to the other. So I have completed the length, as you can see. I've doubled it. The probability that after some time, if the thread is strained for too long, it will cut is there. If you pass through it, you sew it together. I managed to make it straight this time. I have other ones I've done. This one is not very straight, as you can see. And this other one, this is the worst out of them. It is not straight at all. Not straight at all. Some parts the tension is tight, in some areas is low. We'll get finishing charms that I'll add up for the bracelet, hook and clasp that I'll use, and some charms that I'll use to embellish my bead. Here I have lined all the pieces together, and I will make sure that it reaches the length of the neck piece that I want. Now as I have lined it, the next thing I'm going to do is to attach the necessary charms needed for this project and where the pendant will sit. So let's get there. So see, it's very simple and chic, one that I have made. For the pair of earrings, I'm going to add a crystal teardrop, and then For the pendant to still be the same piece, I'm going to add. So I'm aligning it, and now I want to attach everything together, and we will be done with this project. And I'm loving how everything is shining. To ensure that any neck length can wear it, I added extra length of chain to the bracelet. I added some teardrop crystals at some edges, so you can go ahead and embellish any way you want. So that have fun and make your own piece.
Hi, how can I help you? I recently got engaged. Mazel. Thank you very much. And I wanted to ask you, like, would you be interested in one of these? Yes, that'd be perfect. I knew you'd say yes. What do you mean? He made the right choice, and it was a tough one.